most people look at a self-storage deal and they have no idea what it's worth, and then they give up right there. And so in this webinar, we're gonna go actually dive deep into how to underwrite a storage deal in under 5 minutes and say yes, no, and an offer. So make sure you guys put this on your calendar, show up live. You will be getting a storage offer calculator, and we'll be going through a whole entire case study. Can't wait to see you there live. So I'm gonna get into this. And so most you guys first-time self-storage investors, they go so much into the weeds on how to analyze a self-storage deal that they spend like 4 hours to 4 days. And by that time, they've already lost the deal. And so this storage AI bot and tool set is actually going to help you 10 times faster understand, like, is this deal actually worth pursuing? And so we call this the filter here. And so is it actually in a good market, right? So is it with a population that is actually growing? Is it stagnant? Is it going to be like around a data center? Is the market going to have a medium household income over $50,000? These are all things that matter. And so we need to assess this first and then deep dive into the things that actually are the numbers that will say yes or no or a number, right? And so number one is, what is that facility actually worth based on its gross income? And so this bot will actually calculate it so fast by saying like, hey, this is the value on the table. This is what the owner is actually missing out on. And this is how you can capitalize by adding that value when you purchase this facility. And so you will actually see the gap and also the gain where you can take advantage of this and increase the value to 2x on what you actually bought it for. So if you're interested in wanting to take a look at this AI bot, you definitely need to, because it will absolutely like 10x how you underwrite deals today. So this storage deal looked amazing on paper, but there was so much that you would actually miss if you were looking at it from black and white perspective. And so this was a deal in Kansas City. It was like 15,000 square feet, and we put it into the storage AI bot, which is a tool set that we use to underwrite deals 10 times faster. And what we saw was incredible. So even though it would cash flow, it wasn't going to cash flow enough when you owned it 3 to 5 years. And so the reason for this is actually the market. And so in that city where it was located, the market was stagnant. It was not actually growing. And so one big red flag right there is that you are going to have a lot of hard time pushing rates, especially with number two, which was there was so much storage facilities all around it. Even though it was on a main road, there was totally other competitors that were that market rate. And so no matter how much you put dollars into marketing, it was going to be really, really hard to fill it up. And so this was something that you really need to look at in order to say no to this deal. And so even though you were able to push rates a little bit and maybe expand with self-storage, this deal was already dead within like 5 minutes of looking at it. All because we put it into the storage AI bot toolset, as well as looked at the underwriting toolset I together. And so if you are interested in wanting to look and understand underwriting deals, make sure you guys are joining in at the self-storage school, because we are a community that is over like the 1% that actually find these storage deals off market. We underwrite them together and we take them down. So if you're interested, send me the word school below and I'll send you the application. So don't fall into this trap, because one of my self-storage school students almost did this. And so what that is actually when you want to submit an offer to a storage owner, it's always good to submit like 2 to 3 offers in front of them, including a seller financing. So one thing that you should not be doing is send an offer and then say, okay, I like that offer. Like, let's sign it. Let's sign that letter of intent and go ahead and sign it. And then come back later and saying, oh, I should have sent him, or how can I get to, get that owner to say yes to a seller financing offer? It's already been done, right? Like the LOI has already been signed, the owner's happy. It's going to be 10x harder to then come back and want a seller financing deal. And so making sure that you do this in the right way and to never like out negotiate yourself, because that is the biggest thing you want to set yourself up for success, is by setting, hey, all 3 offers work. Which one of these offers are best suited for you, right? And normally you want to educate the seller financing one is, because, hey, Mr. Owner, you can be the bank and make the interest too and make over the amount of money that you want to actually make. And that is huge, right? With less time and less risk. And so one of the biggest things is never out negotiate yourself. Make sure if you're going to send them an offer, those are the offers that you're looking at, and you can't go back on that offer, okay? So yes, there is such a thing as retrading, which is something that is also a little bit of a no-no in self-storage. you really want to make sure you do the retrading in a right way. So if an owner does not, disclose certain things to you on purpose, and you figure that out during due diligence, you can come up and be like, hey, the facts are, right, that I discovered this and this is what's really going on. And that affects the valuation of the storage facility. And so therefore, we need to take $100,000 off this deal in order to get it done. There's a right way we want to approach it and the wrong way we want to approach it. So if you are liking this, make sure right now to subscribe and like, because we're going to walk you guys through a whole case study on A to Z on how to actually get a good storage deal across the finish line. Thanks so much.